Hey guys, okay, so I just wanted to go over your Desmos activity, the 2.4 two-step inequalities. So for this one, as you can see, you can change it, and as you change it, the inequality changes as well. Hit the next button. Okay, you must be 48 inches or shorter to ride the kiddie swings. So I'm gonna drag this to 48, click this way. And then I must be 40 inches or shorter, so I can be 48 inches. So I'm going to turn that into a closed circle to include 48. Check my work, and then I get that right. Awesome. Go to the next one. And then here's your graph of the possible heights of riders on the kiddie swings. Luis is allowed to ride the ride, so Luis must be 40 inches or shorter. And then Omar is 6 inches shorter than Luis, so Omar could be 42 inches or shorter. So can Omar ride the ride? Yes. And I can explain with what I just said. You guys can do that. You guys need to do that. The card sort's pretty easy. The one that I would say is kind of hard on here is that the temperature of a freezer must be 0 degrees. So that would be this card right here. You guys see how they link together? And here the temperature of a freezer must be less than 0 degrees. So we have X would be less than 0. And then we would have an open circle here. You guys see how those link up? You guys can just go ahead and graph the rest. Feel free to pause my video at any time, fix the inequality so that it represents the graph shown. Alright, so here I have X is less than 23, so I'm going to change this. And I'm going to click here. And then on the keypad, you guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and pick less than 23, or sorry, less than or equal to 23. And I know that because there's a closed circle here, and then all the values that are less than 23. So I get X is less than or equal to 23. I check my work. And then I can see the same graph being graphed, right? And again, you guys can pause this video as much as you guys need to. I'm just reviewing this. Okay, now it says, write an inequality that represents this graph. Right, so X is not going to be equal to 19 because it's an open circle here, but X is going to be greater than 19. So I can do X, and I can do is greater. Remember where the alligator mouth face is, that's greater than. And then I'm just going to type in 19, check my work. Perfect. All right, let's hit the next button. And for this one, what I'm going to say is you guys can use the drawing feature. But if you're looking at tiara, and I would like you guys to write this in, tiaras, we have 19 is less than X. And that's the same thing, as saying that X is greater than 19. Okay, those are the same thing. Then if you look down here at the graph, I see that X is greater than 19, but 19 is not a solution to my inequality. So all the numbers greater than 19, but not 19 itself, would be a solution. So if I look at Devin would be X is less than 19, and that would be if the inequality was going this way. So that's obviously not true. So who was correct? Tiara. And then I want you guys to explain that reasoning. And you guys could even draw this out if you wanted to show me. That Tiara's graph would be an open circle, but it would be going this way. It could be all the numbers less than. Or sorry, not Tiara, but that would be Devin. So this is Devin's graph. And then this graph right here, the X is greater than 19. That's going to be Tiara, right? All right, perfect. Then you can go ahead and share that your answer with the class. I want you guys to do that one yourself. So to work at an amusement park, employees must be at least 14. So they can be 14 years old, or they can be older than that, but they can be 14. So I want to change this to a closed circle by clicking on it. So now it's a closed circle, and then I can go ahead and type in x is greater than or equal to, so I'm going to use this one right here, greater than or equal to, and then change that to 14. Check submit, and then that one's not auto-graded, but it tells me if you got it right. All right, and then the Shahira, the sheep. So Shahira loves eating the grass. So obviously I want the inequality to go from 10 all the way to infinity, but I don't want it to go in the water. So if I type in, for example, x is greater than 10, then I can see that Shahira ends up going into the water and she's not happy. And then I get this sad face, let me know I got it wrong. But if I change it to x is less than or equal to, so there we go, less than or equal to 10, and I try it, then I can see that Shahira is happy and she eats all the grass, and I get this one right? Alright, so my next one here, I just need to solve for x, so I need to divide both sides by 5 and then write that inequality in here, and I think we'll get the right answer if you do it that way. Here, you want to add 5 to both sides, and then divide both sides by 2, and then enter that solution in here. You should see the correct answer. You have the sketch option, so you can actually write it. And I'll just kind of show you guys. I'm just using my mouse. You guys have the touch pads. I like to change colors with each step. You would add 5 to both sides. So you guys are basically just showing me your work on here. And I'm not going to obviously do all of this, but then you would get 16 is greater than or equal to 2x. And then, like I said, you need to divide both sides by 2 to get your final answer. And again, feel free to pause the video at any point. Here, again, you need to go ahead and solve, but you need to write your work right here. Okay, so here we have 10 minus 6x is less than 70. And then I like to change the pen colors. And then I'm going to minus 10 on both sides. And then when I do that, I'll change my pen color, negative 6x is less than 60. And then, to finish this up, you would just divide both sides by negative 6. You guys need to show me that. But then when you multiply or divide by a negative, remember your inequality symbol changes. So just keep that in mind. All right, same thing here. You're going to just solve the inequality, same thing here. And then on this one, again, you guys can draw on this one, but if you guys look here, this was Chloe's work, and if you do this on here, Chloe had a mistake. Let's look at it. You would first obviously minus 25, and I know to do that first because I'm using PEMDAS backwards. So first I look for addition and subtraction, then I do multiplication and division. So 25 minus 25, that's 0, so that goes away. I'm just left with negative 4x is less than 1 minus 25 is negative 24, and you can just write directly over her work. And then you have to divide both sides by negative 4, and then when you do that, the inequality symbol is going to flip. So she was wrong because x should be greater than 6. But go ahead and write that on here. Alright, you guys are just graphing this one and explaining your reasoning. This one is pretty straightforward, but I'm still going to go over it real quick. So Camila has up to $100 to spend on her birthday party. Okay, so x is going to be Let me scroll down real quick. So x would be, look down a little bit more, less than or equal to $100, right? So far, that's what I know, is that if I only have $100 to spend, then x has to be less than or equal to $100, right? And then there's going to be 15 friends, so I'm going to have 15x, that's how much I'm going to spend for each friend. But then I'm going to order pizza, so I need to minus $38.50 from my budget. If I solve for x, then I can figure out how much money I'm going to have for each of my guests. Only I want to point out that this Desmos activity doesn't like it when you type the money symbols in, so just type it in without those money symbols like this, and then you should be able to hit submit. All right, and this is slide 18 on your Desmos, so 2 more slides to go. On this one, you're just going to go ahead and solve the inequality and write your answer in. And on this one, it says, Jameer buys a candle that is 9 inches tall and burns down 0.5 inches per minute. He wants to let the candle burn for X minutes until it is less than 6 inches tall. The story can be represented by this inequality. So you're going to, again, just go ahead and solve the inequality and type in your answer and explain it. All right, guys. I hope you guys get your homework done.